Welcome back, everyone. My name is Reed Blakemore, Director of Research and Programs at the Atlantic Council Global Energy Center. We're here once again in the Global Decarbonization Accelerator at COP28, doing another one of our live from COP interviews to survey the stakeholders, the civil society actors, the policymakers, and the industry leaders who are gathering these 2 weeks to really advance the climate and energy transition agenda. And to that end, I'm pleased to be welcomed by Stefano Venier, CEO of Snam. Stefano, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
So talk to me about Snam, your work there, and how that's brought you to Dubai this year.
Of course, thank you. Thank you. We are the largest TSO in Europe, so we transport the natural gas throughout Italy, but we have a presence all across Europe. So that makes us a pan-European company to that extent. And the position, of course, led us to be one of the key actors to create the hydrogen corridors that are part of the decarbonization pathway set by the European Commission. And I think the most, best candidate for these hydrogen corridors is the South H2 corridor that starts from North Africa, crosses Italy, and then crossing Austria, lands into Germany. That means Central Europe. This project just obtained a few days ago the approval of being, a project of common interest for Europe, and that paves the way to, create this consortia between TSOs, that is Snam, that owns partly the largest part of this corridor, with the other players that has to produce the hydrogen and then use the hydrogen in the central part of Europe and northern part of Italy. This is, let me say, the first and main project we have for the transition, apart from, making the transportation of natural gas as much as possible compliant with the CO2 reduction. The second is being a multi-molecule player. We are also working on a CCS project in the northern part of Italy, jointly with another energy company called Eni, that is the main, energy company of the country. And this CCS project, of course, has the aim of providing an answer to the hard-to-abate industry of the northern part of Italy, partly, but also the rest of the Med area, because Italy has a very important feature to that extent. We have plenty of, depleted gas fields that can be used to segregate the CO2 as a bridge technology toward the carbon neutrality.
So between hydrogen, what is, frankly, the H2 corridor, a big infrastructure project, which is a whole nother batch of issues I think that we're beginning to talk about at the COP, but also the CCOS piece and broader, the role and the contributions companies like Snam can make to decarbonization, energy transition. It covers the gamut of issues that are really being talked about here at the COP. What particular items of the COP agenda are you finding particularly exciting or important or impactful potentially as we move forward?
I think there is one point I'd like to stress. I hope that this COP will, have a more technology neutral approach. It's not a matter of competition between electricity and molecules. It has to be, a full range of cooperation and complementarity between the two solutions, and the old solutions that we can leverage upon to accelerate in the path of decarbonization. The second aspect I wish will come out is a message of hope. Of course, this COP started under lights and shadows, but we have to, leverage upon with a message of hope because we need to engage everyone in this challenge. That is not only a challenge of decarbonizing the energy sector, but is a challenge to deal with all the planetary boundaries we have. And to do that, we need to engage everyone.
It's a matter of inclusivity of industries, inclusivity of technologies, and inclusivity of communities as well. And that's why I think it's so heartening in a way to see the broader energy industry kind of really be on the front foot at this COP in particular. My last question to you, kind of all of that taken together, what's the path forward? How do you think, if we come out of COP with hope, with inclusivity, with a technology neutral focus, right? What do you hope to see kind of December 13th onwards.
Yeah.
Obviously, we only have 2 weeks here.
As I said, I think more neutrality on the tech approach. We have to abandon certain, let's say, barriers we had in thinking about what to do going forward. So more leverage upon the CCUS. That is one of the key technologies we can have immediately. But on the other side, I think it will be extremely important to extend the carbon trading mechanism, because it can be a terrific lever to get additional resources for funding the innovation of the new technologies and support the underdeveloped countries to cope with the need of increasing the availability of electricity at cheap cost.
The carbon trading mechanism in particular is an area that I think the UNFCCC has been really trying to tackle through Article 6 for some time now. And hopefully it's an area where if we don't see a full implementation of Article 6, we at least kind of make some headway to that end. But if we do, carbon pricing and global market trading would be absolutely huge, not just for companies like Snam, but be huge for how we build an energy system which is more sustainable.
But exactly, I mean, we make the people who impact more on the emissions to pay more, and we can get fresh resources, cost zero. We don't have a method of interest rates on that, and those resources can be made available for the new research and innovation, but specifically for the loss and damages fund that is key for having these, let's say, underdeveloped countries to take a real, let's say, carbon neutral pathway.
And it's for that reason that having companies like Snam here at COP and participating in the dialogue and adding those ideas to the ecosystem, this kind of almost concert-like atmosphere that's developed is absolutely critical and absolutely important. So, Stefano, thank you for joining me today. It's been great. We'll be doing a lot more of these live from COP28 interviews over the next 2 weeks. So please stay tuned on the lookout for our work here at the Global Decarbonization Accelerator. Until then, we'll see you.